Who dribbled better, Okocha or Ronaldinho? The stadium holds its breath. A defender steps forward, confident, prepared, disciplined. Then, in a blur of movement, the ball disappears, not past him, but through his expectations. The crowd erupts, not because of a goal, but because of something rarer, embarrassment turned into art. This is the magic of dribbling. And when the conversation turns to the greatest ever to do it, two names rise above the noise, two magicians from different continents who made football feel like theater. Was it Okocha? Was it Ronaldinho? Or were they simply two different answers to the same impossible question? The meaning of dribbling. More than beating a man. Dribbling is often misunderstood. It is not just about getting past an opponent. Many players can do that with speed or strength. True dribbling is about control under chaos, creativity under pressure, confidence in tight spaces, the ability to make defenders doubt themselves. Great dribblers don't just move the ball. They manipulate rhythm, timing, and emotion. That is why comparing these two icons is so fascinating. They dribbled not only to advance play, but to express personality. The street magician. Before analytics, before viral clips, before skill compilations flooded the internet, Okocha was already doing things defenders couldn't explain. His dribbling came from raw street football culture, unpredictable, playful, and fearless. Close control like a dancer. Okocha didn't rely on long strides or explosive pace. He operated in tight areas, where there was seemingly no room to move. With tiny touches, body feints, and sudden stops, he could freeze defenders, change direction instantly, turn pressure into advantage. He made the ball feel attached to his foot, like an extension of thought. Creativity without repetition. What made Okocha unique was that his dribbles rarely looked rehearsed. He improvised constantly. You couldn't study how to stop him because he never repeated the same solution twice. One moment it was a shimmy. Next, a spin. Then a flick nobody expected. Defenders weren't beaten by speed. They were beaten by confusion. Entertainment was the objective. Okocha believed football should excite. He didn't just want to win possession. He wanted to make people react, laugh, shout, stand up. That mindset made every dribble feel personal, almost like a challenge. Let's see what's possible here. The joyful illusionist. Where Okocha felt like a street performer, Ronaldinho felt like a global artist, blending Brazilian flair with elite European competition. His dribbling carried rhythm, almost musical in timing. Movement with rhythm and flow. Ronaldinho didn't rush. He slowed the game down, forcing defenders to step in, then slipped past them with elegance rather than force. His famous tools included the elastico, a lightning-fast directional shift, no-look body feints, rolling touches that disguised intention. Watching him felt less like sport and more like choreography. Dribbling is storytelling. Ronaldinho's runs often unfolded like a narrative. Invitation, drawing defenders closer. Surprise, a sudden trick or change. Escape, gliding into space. He didn't just beat players. He made the moment memorable. Smiling through pressure. What separated Ronaldinho psychologically was joy. Even in the most intense matches, he played with visible freedom. That emotional lightness translated into fearless dribbling. He attempted moves others wouldn't dare risk. Two philosophies, one purpose. Comparing Okocha and Ronaldinho is less about who was better, and more about how they created magic. Aspect Okocha Ronaldinho influenced street football roots samba style blended with elite tactics approach improvisational and unpredictable rhythmic and expressive environment often thrived in chaos thrived in structured systems objective surprise the defender entertain the world style raw creativity polished flair. Both achieved the same outcome, humiliation of defenders, but through different emotional languages. The psychological edge of each. Okocha's dribbling created uncertainty. Defenders didn't know what he might try, which forced hesitation. That hesitation was his advantage. Ronaldinho created anticipation. Everyone expected something magical, and still couldn't stop it. One thrived on unpredictability. The other thrived on inevitability. Impact on the game. Both players influenced generations of footballers. Young African players saw Okocha as proof that flair could compete globally. Young Brazilian and European players studied Ronaldinho's creativity as a model of expressive football. Modern football academies may emphasize structure, but playground football around the world still reflects their legacy, kids copying tricks before learning tactics. Why this debate never ends. Statistics cannot measure dribbling artistry. There is no number for confidence inspired, crowds electrified, defenders psychologically broken, That's why fans still argue passionately. Dribbling is emotional memory as much as technical achievement. The cultural difference in their magic. Okocha represented the fearless individuality of informal football culture, where imagination leads and structure follows. Ronaldinho represented the bridge between that freedom and football's global stage, proving creativity could survive even at the highest level. Together, they showed two paths to the same destination, expression. So, who dribbled better? If you value improvisation, surprise, street style unpredictability, you may choose Okocha. If you value rhythm, elegance, consistent showmanship on the biggest stages, you may choose Ronaldinho. But the truth is, football needed both. One reminded us where creativity begins. The other showed how far it could go. Final thought. The defenders know the answer.